Hi everybody, welcome to Simply Scuba. In today's video I'm going to be taking a closer look at the Apeks WTX Set. So this one in particular is the aluminium D30 set. You can also get a stainless steel D30 and you can also get an aluminium and a steel D40 set. It comes pretty well fully assembled. All you have to do is just adjust the length of the straps to you and your dive equipment. But this is a great foundation for getting into backplate and harness setups, because it comes with everything that you need. If you then want to transfer onto twin sets or something, then you can swap the wing out. If you want a different harness, you can swap that out. It's that good foundational point. Yeah, let's take a closer look. So this is how it arrives in an Apeks sort of fabric bag, very classic. Most of their BCDs come in this style of bag. On the inside, you get the BCD semi-assembled. Some of the parts, like the shoulder straps, they seem to be optional. You can fit them if you want. Otherwise, yeah, most of it is assembled. You also get buoyancy compensator user's guide in a few different languages. Have a quick read through that. And then the BCD itself, yeah, mostly assembled. But yeah, let's take a closer look at each of the component parts. Okay, so starting as an overall, this has three separate components. The first one is the single piece solo harness, so 2-inch webbing, very tried and tested, and it has a lot of customizability on it. You get an aluminium traditional backplate or a stainless steel traditional backplate, depending on which one you go for. Aluminium is a bit lighter, but it's still nice and strong. Stainless steel is heavier, so it acts as a bit of trim weight. You can take a little bit of lead off of your weight belt in some circumstances, but of course it's heavier, so for travel it makes it harder. And then you get the D30 wing, which is a great single cylinder wing, just about the right amount of buoyancy depending on what you're taking down with you, or if you do want a little bit more buoyancy, you can go for the D40, which has a bit more. Yeah, it is really up to you which one you opt for. But taking a closer look, I'm actually going to look at the shoulder padding first, because these don't come assembled on it. You do that whilst you're sort of adjusting it, but these are actually an improved version on the traditional one. The previous version of these neoprene sort of shoulder protectors, it was just a section of neoprene just rolled over, and you just slid that over the 2-inch webbing. This one now actually has a section of webbing on the inside, which I presume is just to sort of improve the the strength of it for whatever reason. But this helps to, it's just like 3mm neoprene just to sort of guard that sort of leading edge of that strap, just so that if you're diving in warmer climates, it's not going to be rubbing against your neck, and if you're just wearing a rash vest, it's not going to dig in too much, so it just allows for a bit of extra comfort. But those come as they come in the bag, but they don't come assembled, so you just have to slip them on yourselves. Starting at the top of the overall set, this is pretty much how it comes assembled. Corrugated hose, so this is an oval shape instead of round, so it's a bit more low profile against the body. And you also get a braided low pressure inflator hose that goes down your left hand side to a traditional K-style inflator. It's held in place with a rubber loop that holds in with that D-ring underneath it. I'll show you that a little bit closer later. And then onto the K-style inflator, metal buttons on this, so strong and reliable. One button to inflate, one button to deflate, and the oil inflation valve as normal. You don't get a pull dump on this, so we're moving more into the realms of technical diving, but there is a cable on the inside to prevent it from overstretching, but if you pull on it, it's not going to open up any valves, because there aren't any valves on this elbow. 2-inch webbing strap becomes pretty much all of your webbing harness, and underneath the inflator you have these serrated tri-gliders that are holding these pre-bent D-rings in place, and this one for the inflator just has that little retainer strap. These are pre-bent just to lift it away from the strap itself, makes it easier to clip onto it. And underneath it on the left and the right hand strap you have these sort of elastic webbing sections. That's just to help prevent your if you're clipping a torch or something off onto it, you want to keep it nice and streamlined against your body. You tuck the torch underneath that and it stops it from dangling around when you're not when it's just clipped off to the D-ring. Same thing on the right hand strap, except it's just a single D-ring and that little retainer. Those then go down through the back plate and become the waistband. The waistband has a flat D-ring on both sides, the left and the right. Again, these are all on tri-gliders, so you can move them left and or forward and backwards depending on where you need them. And then on the front, you have a traditional quick release, sort of weight belt style release for that waistband. Over the top of that, you have the crotch strap. So this is a softer webbing material because of where it's going. It has a loop on the front, has a fixed D-ring, so that's for your DPV really to clip off onto, and then down towards the back underneath you have another fixed D-ring, but this one you can, oh sorry, a straight D-ring. This one isn't fixed, you can move that backwards and forwards depending on where you want that D-ring. The back plate itself, so this one, for example, this is the aluminium version, but it looks very much like the stainless steel version. Lots of attachment points. You do get these book screws, which help to just hold everything together, as well as the cam bands. And then if you want to move on to twins, you can remove the cam bands, remove the book screws, and then fit a set of twins through a twin bladder. Otherwise, lots of attachment points all the way around the side. Yeah, let's take a look at the back. So this is the back of the unit, and we can see the donut shaped style of the WTX D30 wing. The D40 is just a little bit larger to allow for a greater amount of buoyancy. Single cylinders this is really designed for. You couldn't fit twins to this, there's literally no space for it. And you have two parallel cam bands. These are actually Apeks, I think they're called grip lock cam bands, and these are two parts which just make your life a little bit easier in that when you're fitting it over a cylinder, you can wrap it around, and instead of having to rethread a cam band, you just kind of loop it over and then you can clamp it down. To adjust for length, you've got two sections of Velcro, so you can tighten it and loosen it for different size tanks. But then when you're actually clamping it down, it actually pauses just before it fully clamps, which gives you a chance to get your fingers out of the way, and then you can clip it down so it's strong and secure. You've got a section of rubberized material on the inside that helps to really grab onto that cylinder. And just between them, there's just a semi single tank adapter. It's sort of two bars that sit in this webbing material and help to, when the wing is deflated, helps to just cradle that cylinder, stop it from rocking from side to side and twisting. But when you've got two cam bands just holding onto them, it really holds it sort of strong and secure. And then down on your left hand kidney on the inside, so really against the back plate and against your back, you have a really low profile kidney dump. So if you're inverted or if you're horizontal and you need to dump, you can vent some gas out of that. And that's the Apeks WTX Set, pretty much fully assembled. All you have to do is just adjust the length of the straps and then cut off any excess webbing. But yeah, this is really for when you're starting off moving into sort of technical diving and you want to dive sort of backplate and harness wings. This is that great foundational step to really have everything that you need to really get started as a BCD. And then if you want to change and progress and sort of upgrade things, yeah, it's a very traditional setup. So a lot of sort of extra bits and components you can add, like integrated weight pockets if you wanted to, actual storage pockets, you can add extra things, you can change things. It's a great starting point if you're just starting out, or if you're well into your backplates, then this will be very familiar to you. So yeah, it's got everything that you need to get started, and yeah, all you have to do is just adjust it a little bit, and then you can add and remove extra components as you like. It's a really good, nice, streamlined, tough setup. The aluminium version, more designed for the traveling diver. Stainless steel is a bit more if you're diving at home. But yeah, I can't really fault it. It's very strong because, again, this bladder itself, you have that external shell that's protecting an internal bladder. So even if you do brush up against something, if you damage that external shell, doesn't matter, because you're not going to sort of damage that internal. And if you ever do damage the internal, if you get a real puncture, then you can just unzip it, take that bladder out, and swap it out. It's very customizable, and it's very future proof. So a great place to get started in backplating harnesses. There's going to be more information on our website, simplyscuba.com. I'm going to pop a link down in the description below so you can check it out and buy it from us at Simply Scuba. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.